Howdy. How's everybody today? I hope this finds you well, and I hope the weather's great where you are. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be putting this stained glass design here onto this piece of painted. We're going to do it all in one fatal swoop today. Um, I don't know. I've had mixed feelings about how long to make videos and stuff on YouTube. It seems to be in such a heated rush that they don't want to spend any time watching a video, but I've tried to kind of change accordingly to that and make the videos a little bit shorter. Hey, I've decided to go back to my basic format of just do the, instead of breaking it down into intervals, because I need to get things done. I've got craft shows coming up, and we put everything on hold because somebody don't want to watch a video all the way through. So it is what it is, and if you decide to watch it, that's fine. If you don't, well, I guess it's how I do. But the projects have to go on here. Now, this material is called Peel and Stick. It is a pattern paper that I get Auburn Gourd Farms, and I'm just going to kind of size it up to the paper, try to get it as straight as I can on the wood piece here. Nice thing about this is until you burnish it down, you can kind of move it around where you want it to be, and kind of putting an eyeball to it to make sure I got it pretty straight on there. I think that looks good. Using the carving tool, my power carver. I will kill the audio so you don't have to listen to the drill. I know that there are some people that get all Twitter pated over the sound of the drill, but here again, it is what it is, and I'll kill the sound. You can watch me carve, and I'll turn the sound back on. I'm going to paint this after I get it carved in, so it's going to be a silent one here for just a few minutes while I knock this out. Okay, I have carved it out. Let me bring dust off of the desk here from where I did my carving, because I don't want to get that mixed up in my paint. Paper towel up here, and some alcohol desk off with it. Acts as a tack cloth, and it'll pull that dust right up off of the mat. And that way I won't get any of that mixed up in my paint. Get that all up off of there, nice and neat. Now, put the lid back on the alcohol so don't knock that over. Get my piece back down here, and the next thing we have to do is pattern paper. So we'll grab a hold of the outside edge of it. That all comes off in one fatal swoop. And then the next thing we got to do is get all this on the inside of it off. And to do that, I'm looking for one of my little sharp tools here to come in and start grabbing that pattern paper and just peel it off. Just get under the edge of it a little bit. Enough to get a hold of it. Make me a little pile over here to the side if I can. Well, this paper's full of static. Come on. Now, for those of you who are wondering about the engraving tool from a company called SCM Systems, they sell the whole works: the air compressor, the regulator, the muffler, the tool, the pattern, all kinds of stuff that they have over there. And they are not a sponsor. I just happen to have their tool. I love their tool. It is very much like a dental drill. Some people say, oh, how do you get past the sound? Well, I'll tell you what. Engraving. And engravers get paid extremely well. And when you start for engraving, you stop worrying about the sound the drill makes, if you like to pay your bills. So that's how you get past it. The dental drill sound me at all. I've spent enough time in a dental chair that I'm immune to it. I think a lot of times you let bother you what you want to let bother you. Mind over matter. Now, every place that you run that bit from that engraver on the, so that's why you got all these little segments that you got to take out with the pattern. It goes down in one piece, but it comes up and you go to cutting it. And it takes longer to get the pattern paper off of it than it does to actually do the engraving itself. But you got to get the pattern paper up off of it, because if you don't, your paint and your stain are not going to piece. And you'll find out when you go to trying to lay your paint or your stain down to it, and it's just shining back at you. It's not adhering. Then you realize, oops, I missed a piece of pattern paper, and you got to go trying to pick it off, and it's with your paint or your stain or something on it. And it happens more times than not. But you should try to, take your time getting it off of there so that you get it all off one and don't have that happen. Dealing with animals, I do a lot of engraving of animals. The little tiny places like the eyes or nostrils, those are places that you miss getting pattern paper off. So you got to pay attention to ease. And you even go over, like, see up in here where there's this little kind of a place, a bit down it twice right there. See, there'll be a little bit of pattern paper in that little groove. So the whole thing, make sure you get it all off of there. This is extremely thin plastic. I forget how many microns that they said it is thick. It's just real thin. Now, I get my Gourd Farms. However, I also have just regular peel and stick plain paper that you can run through printer. You know, you can pull your patterns, free patterns off the internet and use those to engrave. Make sure you get a paper for whatever printer you've got. For instance, if you have an inkjet, you'd use the inkjet pattern paper. If you have a laser, you'd use printer paper. And there's a reason for that. If you try to run your inkjet paper through your laser printer, it will melt. And that makes a big mess. So you don't want to do that. Make sure you know what kind of printer you got. For anybody that's looking for a printer that does artwork, get a laser printer. They've come way down in price over the years, and go into a panic when they see the price of the toner. But let me tell you, a toner cartridge will last you a long time, eons longer than what your inkjet print ink will run you. You'll find that it dries up, whereas your toner for your laser does not. And you use way more ink with an inkjet than what you do with a laser. So your money ahead, just to go ahead and get you a nicer printer. I mean, they even have them Wi-Fi enabled now. There's all kinds of really nice laser printers out on them. And it'll make your artwork so much nicer. Laser ink doesn't run like ink. Okay, we're getting toward the tail end of getting this pattern paper off. Just a couple more hunks of it to scrape loose here. All right, here's our design. Now I'm going to stain that, I think, if I can find my stain. Thought it was right up here on the desk, but it is not. Sticky old pattern paper off the desk. And where did I set my stain? Well, here's some. This is mahogany. It's not my favorite. I like the pecan. Where is the pecan stain? I wonder. Well, maybe that's just not meant to happen today. I was about out of it anyway. But we can use mahogany. And then I'll find my... Well, I'm just unplugging everything here. Come on, light. There we go. I'm knocking everything Side-Godling this evening. This morning. Whenever it is. I don't know. 1 hour runs into the next anymore for me. Okay. Now, I've got the lid off of here. And we'll just do mahogany stain. Let me get my computer straightened around here. Got notifications and stuff coming in. We'll get that off of the screen. Apply stain. I take a piece of paper towel. These are half sheets paper towel, and I fold them up, kind of make a little roll out of them, over like this. That's roughly about 2 inches across there, and then I dip it in to the thing and get some stain on the paper towel. See, just like that. Then I go to rubbing it on the piece. Now you can stain after you paint if you prefer to do it that way. I just get it over with. Go ahead and get the stain down on the wood. Now I'm going to do the edges as well. Right around the edge. Get the whole piece stained. The more coats of stain that you put on, generally, the darker it gets. Kind of using, but I don't want this to go any darker than what one coat is doing on it. I think that's way more sufficient. I like a light stain to begin with, and I don't know what I did with my pecan stain. Just a little bit more on there. Go around the edge. Get the very edge. On there now. Get it done. It's over with. Now, I'll wipe up where I've dripped it. I'll keep it off my sleeves. And there's the piece. Now, I'm on the can stain here. I'll find my little hammer to persuade it a little bit. Tap it so it don't spill. And set it off to the side. There we go. Get the chair situated. All right, now let's find the heat gun. Well, I'm sitting the wrong direction here to find it. Twist around the other way. I've got so many things and so much stuff piled up here. There it is. Right, now I'm going to dry this real quick. Okay, just that fast. We got her dry. Nice and dry, not coming off on my hands. It's ready to rock. Time to paint it. Now, I've got metallic paint. This is a stained glass design, so I want to hit it with metallic paint. The center of this should be gold, in my opinion. It is a flower design. Center of flowers are generally yellow, and gold is my metallic yellow. So we're going to get a little of that, and we're just going to paint the center. And if you may paint for any length of time, you know, I always outline my section first, then I fill in the center. That way it keeps you from slopping paint all over everything and getting it where it don't belong. Sloppy painting. If you see any places that you missed, you can just go back over. Now, this brush that I'm using, it's called a micro brush, in case you're new here. I use these micro brushes that I get from Welber & Gores. Took me forever to decide to use them because I thought nobody can paint anything with something that small. Well, guess what? Not only can you paint with them, you paint quickly and accurately. I love them. If somebody would have told me I would have liked them as much as I do, I told them that they do marbles. But I do absolutely love these little micro brushes. And it's a sponge tip. Nothing on a paper towel until they come off, clean. There's no paint coming off of them. And then they're good to go for your next color. It's very nice. Okay, now we've got what appears to be petals and what appears to be some little leaves sticking out here on the side. A section around the middle. The little section around the middle, I'm going to do in a bright blue. This is called Ocean. And these metallic paints that I have, these are Gourd Master brand metallic paints. And I get them from Welborn Gourd Farms. Now, this one is settled. I store all my paints upside down. And that way, if they settle, I know right away. I open them up, and the top of them is all plugged up, the paint that is settled. Now, I'll take my brush and stir it around in there until I'm not feeling any resistance anymore. And I know that I've got it all mixed up in there really, really, really good. And that feels pretty good to me. Now, I'll wipe off my brush. I use it like a little paint stick for these little narrow lidded bottles. And I'll wipe off the towel so I'm not getting that paint all over me. Paint may look a little pricey if you look it up there on Welborn Gourd Farms, but I'll tell you what, it lasts forever. You get some of it, you'll be glad you did, because it just takes a little bit of it. They also ink dyes and all different kinds of products made by this Gourd Master company. Anything made by Gourd Master that I don't like yet. They're wax, polishing wax, and something else over here. There's the gel glaze, and I've got some of their pigments into the gel glaze and the wax to pigment it. I'll just keep easing that around. You outline it and fill in the middles. I love the stained glass. Don't like messing with stained glass, having to actually cut glass and do the leading. My hat's off to people that actually do that. I've tried it, and I do so many other things that I'm not going to cry over one thing that I'm not crazy about. But my hat's off to the people that do enjoy doing that. Okay, we just keep going around till we get all these little inside segments here done with the blue. I think these brighter colors are going to look really good up against that mahogany stain. So maybe that's just the way it was supposed. Stir that up just a little bit more. I'm not liking the way it's coming out of the bottle there. As a matter of fact, a little bit. Now I'm going to take a clean section in my paper towel. I'm going to blot And blotting is straight down. And you do not rub. Just go straight down and straight up. And see, there's something silly about my paint right there. I don't know why it's doing that to me. Okay, stick to this. And really stir the dickens out of it. Whip it good. Now, hopefully that got everything stirred up good in there. I thought I had it. Felt like I had it. But when the painter, you have to listen. Okay, here again. Get a clean paper towel. So I don't like the way that's pulling up there. Straight down. Straight up. Okay, now we take the brush back, dip in, test it on a paper towel. Wet to me, I don't know. See there, just, it's coming. It's better than it was. And there we go. There we go. All right. Yeah, wipe that brush off good. And since I have so much blue paint all over that, I went to the side and grab me a clean brush for my next go round. I don't want to contaminate any of my paint with anything on the stone. Okay, now I'm going to do these little inside section petals there with I think I'll go in with this light bronze on those. Looks good. Talking about these little sections right in here. Kind of a triangle area or a diamond shape area, I guess maybe. Just to highlight them a little bit. So now I've only dipped one time and it covered all of those, and there's still paint in the brush. Now, for these stems of the petals, I'm going to do this berry frost color. It's sort of a purplish, plumish type color. Or in the middles. Wow, got way too much on it. That done. Wipe some of that off. Once I get this painted, I'm going to let it set to dry. Once it's dry, I can take it back to the utility room where I do my Krylon paint. I will hit it with a nice shot of triple thick Krylon and let that set up on it. to protect the paint. And then when that's done, I can bring it back in here, put a hanger on the back of it, and sign it. And then it's ready to go. Just that simple. Easy peasy. It works. After I get these petals done, then I will do the little outside leaves. I've got some pretty greens that I can use on them. And I'm sure that many of you are probably getting tired of watching me paint. To know that this is the last piece of wood, I think, unless I happen to run across another one. I think this is the last wood plaque that I have. We won't be doing many wood plaques. I think I've got enough of them done up to last for some shows. All right, so we got that done. And we'll do the leaves. Now I've got two shades of green here. I've got a foam sparkle and I've got an emerald frost. The seafoam sparkle I'm going to use on the two little intersections, and the emerald I'm going to use on the very tip. So let's just bring it on the side. Just that. Okay, that's all I needed of that seafoam sparkle. Let's get the emerald frost out to do the tips, and that will finish it up. And now you can see why I wanted that dark green on the tip. It just really sets it off. And there it is. So I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure and check out in the description a lot of URLs down there. There's a URL for my Patreon channel where you can join for as little as $1 a month and see videos of little larger projects. I give a gift away every month to each tier of my Patreons. Let's see, I have an Etsy channel, and that is all there in the URLs of the description of the video. Got that. I've listed a lot of things on there in the last couple of days. The Twitch channel, I do a video over there every day. So you can check out my Twitch. I do a video here every day on YouTube, plus a live stream on Monday nights at 8 p.m. So participate in the live chat, ask questions, have fun, meet people, support each other, get other people subscribing to theirs and all that good fun stuff. Let's see what else. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. Every place you look, it's Brenda G's Designs. So, and if you do have a problem finding me, just drop a comment and on one of my videos, and I'll get back with you and let you know, what the issue is and how to locate me. So with all that being said, I think there's only one thing left to say, and that's Brenda's crafty. Be like Brenda.